It's summertime, you feel better with color, and the sun is dangerous. So what do you do to get that sun-kissed glow that makes you feel so good without damaging your skin? Self-tanning. I have a couple self-tanners here that I actually use here at home, and I am very curious to see which one is better because I really like them both, and the difference in price is crazy. So this is going to be a great test for me too, to find out, is it worth it to spend the money, or can I get away with spending less money, getting 3 bottles for the price of 1, all of that stuff. So that's what we're talking about. Now, a little backtracking. I have been self-tanning, honestly, the past 13, 14 years, like pretty religiously, to be honest. Whether that is in a salon, which I honestly love them, Versa Spa is the one that I truly love, or if it's at home, whether it's a spray, a mist, a mousse, a lotion, I've pretty much tried them all. Now, the difference that's going to be today is I usually have Ness, which is my husband, if you're new to my episodes. He actually spray tans me. So it's kind of like going to the salon and getting an airbrush because he's really gotten it down. He's done it a long time now. And I jump in the tub. I am naked. And I just really literally do it like you would at a salon. So I get a pretty good even tan. So this is going to be a test because, sometimes he's not around and I need some color. So this will be good practice for me as well. We have 2 products here. Both of them are an aerosol type of spray. I tried to get as close of a product to compare that I could. So they're the same type. This Saint-Tropez is a 6.7. This is a 5.3. So the Neutrogena is a little smaller. They both have same type of nozzles. So I really tried to, for this comparison, try to get like products. There's 4 things that I want to compare because I think these 4 things would be the top 4 that are important to people. Number 1, price. $40, $11.99. So right away, we have a difference in price. $40, $11.99. Second is application. Their nozzles are very similar. The application is slightly different. So this one, you spray it on and you have this mitt here and you rub it in circular motions because when you spray, this actually has a color to it. It won't dry evenly if you don't rub it in. Okay, this application is also a spray, but you spray it in circular motions and it sprays clear and you don't rub it in. You just let it dry. Okay, so, initially, which application is easier? This one, because you're not touching it at all. You're just spraying it on your body, letting it dry. This one, you see the color, which is nice because you don't see the color with this one. You see the color and you rub it in circular motions, okay? So there's the application process. Now the color. Because both of these are the deepest that you can get, I really like both of them, but honestly, tomorrow we'll see the color, how it's developed overnight. I'm gonna put this one on my left side, which is your right side, the Neutrogena on this side, which is my right, your left, and we'll see how the color develops. I honestly don't know. I've used them both many, many times, but I've never used them in comparison. So this is gonna be fun for me too because I'm curious, which one do I like better? I like them both when I do them. When they're side by side, I don't know, we'll find out. Lastly is the scent. So this one here, it has a little bit of a scent. I think they all do. I haven't really used one that I don't smell self-tanner. Let me know if you have one that smells heavenly because I honestly haven't come across that yet. Not even in the booth, like when I go and get it done. Maybe I'm used to it because it doesn't really bother me anymore, but I know it is an important factor when you're purchasing sunless tanning, okay? So this one, it has a little bit of a self-tanner scent. And then this one, I noticed, look at that, it says new scent. So clearly it's important to a lot of people if they're going to be putting this on. So I'm curious to see what this smells like because I haven't purchased a bottle where it says new scent. Okay? So those are the 4 things: price, application, color development, and the scent of the product. Now, let's apply. I have already showered, exfoliated, and am prepped, ready to go. Now, I do really, really, really recommend that you exfoliate. Well, you shower, you exfoliate, and in my opinion, I feel like when you self-tan in the late afternoon to evening, you get a better color because you're not doing anything for 8 hours or longer at least, unless you only sleep a few hours a night. But you know, you're getting that full time for it to really sink in and develop. Both of these, I will tell you, they're dry quickly. It's not going to stain your sheets. I've never had that problem. Self-tanning, if you're not familiar with it, it doesn't come off on your clothes. It is really such an awesome product. Back in the day, I would lather up in oil and just hang out. I love a tanned body and face for that matter, but it's just not good for you guys. Like it's not good for our skin. You know, it takes 30 years for sunspots to develop. I don't want that. So thank you, self-tanning people that have developed all these self-tanners, because I have tried a lot of it and have invested in a lot of your companies. I'm going to start with Saint-Tropez. And again, I am spoiled because Ness always self-tans me. So, you know, if I don't look like a pro, it's because I'm not. Because he does it. So, he told me how he does it. Obviously, I'm there when he does it. So I'm going to attempt this myself. So I'm going to start up at the top. So clearly you can see the color. And then I'm going to rub it in circular motions. So you can see how the application obviously has color to it. But you can see the color, so that's kind of nice because, you can see where you're rubbing and stuff. And I just kind of slightly go over my elbows. I don't really have a problem with it ever accumulating there. I know that they say, and I'm glad they do. And then get down your fingers. My left arm is done with the Saint-Tropez. And now I'm going to go in with Neutrogena. This one, you do in a circular motion. You guys, I'm not a pro. Did I get it all? This is kind of hard. So, I am spoiled. But it is, what it says is it is great for hard to reach places because you're not having to rub it in. Okay, I think I got it, good. So this obviously is wet. You can see it, but it's clear. So I just kind of, you have to walk around and let it dry. So get an area where you can lock the door and be alone in your birthday suit. Now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna self-tan the rest of me. So my arms are done. Saint-Tropez on my left, Neutrogena on my right. We are going to let it dry, sleep on it, and come back in the morning and revisit our 4 topics that we want all of these to check off. It's been 8 to 10 hours since I was sitting right here, and I went ahead and let everything sit. I wanted to talk, first of all, there were 4 things that we were debating on. The price, the application, the color, and the scent. So the price, again, the Saint-Tropez is $40. The Neutrogena is $11.99. So there's the price. And now we're going to decide whether, you know, the pros and the cons are worth the price difference, okay? So here we are, and the application process. So I was very, very aware. Sometimes we're not aware of what we're doing, and so you don't pay attention to the things that you do like and that you don't like of a product unless you're super, you know, just on top of it and being more conscious about what's going on. So the application of the Saint-Tropez, you know, I showed you it has color, and it is, you know, I would suggest doing it in the shower because it does have spray off, and a little bit of color will come down. So if you're in your tub or whatever, that's fine. I will say that it dried down. It wasn't as tacky for very long. So because you're rubbing it in, you know, that dry time is not as long. When I went to the Neutrogena, I hadn't noticed, I think I said previously it's like 5 to 10 minutes. I hadn't noticed how long it takes to dry. So when we applied, it just, first of all, the aerosol of it is a little bit overwhelming. And I hadn't ever, I mean, there had been times where I'm like, whoa, we need a break. But this time I was very aware. So the aerosol part of it, there's like an after spray or a product that's swirling around in the air that will kind of grab your throat a little bit. So there's one thing. And then the dry time was an hour. It wasn't 10 to 15 minutes. And I've just never paid attention. Because you're not rubbing it in, you have to let it dry. And it just seemed like it took a very long time. So there's the application process. Now the color. I honestly feel like they are really, really close. If I'm being just nitpicky about things, the Neutrogena pulls a little bit more red than the Saint-Tropez. You'd have to really, really look at it, you know, back and forth, which is what I did last night. The depth of the color I think is awesome, but I do think the Neutrogena pulls like this, I don't know, it's just a little bit more red bronze than the Saint-Tropez, where the Saint-Tropez is more of a brown bronze, okay? Now the scent. They're pretty much exactly the same. The scent is there. You know, it's I haven't found a self-tanner where I don't have the scent, wherever I am, you know, whether I'm getting sprayed in a booth, whether I use a home product, they have a smell. And I'm sure it's the ingredient that tans your skin. This one, I had said it had new scent. Maybe new scent from the previous one, but they pretty much smell the same. So that wouldn't be a deciding factor. The main deciding factor to me at this point was the application process and the dry down time. If I'm going to be going to an event and I needed to spray in the morning and go somewhere, 100% I'd use Saint-Tropez because it's just quicker dry time and it actually develops faster. So I had mentioned in 1 hour, it's a light tan, 2 hours, it's medium, 3 hours plus, it's more of the deep bronze that you want. And that's exactly what it did. So that part of it, I absolutely love. The Neutrogena, you get the same color, but it just takes 3 or 4 times as long. So if you don't have $40 and you have time, I would go with Neutrogena. If you do have the $40 and don't have the time, I'd go with Saint-Tropez. So I love them both. They are different basically in that application process. Other than that, you know, the price, the application process is different, of course. But other than that, I think the colors are very, very similar. So I want to give you a good look at the results. This hand would be Saint-Tropez. This hand would be the Neutrogena. There's advantages to the Saint-Tropez for sure, which would, you know, play into the price point for sure. If you liked this video and it helped you at all, give me a thumbs up. If you have a self-tanner that you use that you absolutely love, share it in the comments below, because I would definitely give it a try. I'm always looking for different things to try. You know, there isn't just one product out there anymore. There's so many that we can, you know, have our options and choose what works best for us. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.